Most founders lose investor trust before they even pitch because non-financials raise red flags. Today's guest, Emily Stubbs, is a legal and financial strategist who helps growth stage companies clean up their books, structure smarter, and scale with confidence. In this episode, you'll learn exactly what to fix in your numbers to attract the right investor. We'll cover P&L traps, when to bring in a fractional CFO, and the tech strategies that boost valuation. Let's get you funded faster. Welcome to Provider's Edge, the podcast that helps healthcare entrepreneurs and innovators break down barriers and control their business, life, and future with valuable action steps. With me, your host, Sabrina Runbeck, a recovered clinician and a business deal catalyst. Let's rewrite the rules and create a positive social impact while increasing your profitability.
Health tech founder, if you're tirelessly scaling your innovative solutions, constantly pitching your vision, and still waiting for that breakthrough moment to truly be seen, this message is specifically for you. The prestigious Health Tech Impact Awards are now officially open for applications. And let's be clear, yes, this is a highly competitive program designed to identify the best and brightest. It's completely free to apply, removing any financial barrier to entry. However, please understand, this is an exclusive opportunity, and not everyone gets in. We're looking for true innovators. This is your unparalleled chance to earn significant national recognition, elevate your brand, and refine your crucial pitch with personalized expert coaching. Gain direct access to top investors, influential health system leaders, and key founders, the very people who can open doors that will fundamentally change everything for your company. You didn't build your company to play small, so stop hoping to be discovered. Apply to be undeniable. Make your mark on the future of healthcare. Applications close sharply on March 1st. Don't miss this critical deadline. Go now to healthtecimpactawards.com. That's healthtecimpactawards.com. It's your moment to shine. Make it matter. Apply today and transform your health tech vision into a national success story.
Emily brings a wealth of legal expertise to Visibility CFO and tax advisor. She has the comprehensive experience spans from business acquisition representative to corporate and employment law, commercial litigation, and C-suite management. Y'all know we are all about having the edge as you are the leader of your company, your organization, and you as an individual. So her strategic approach to help companies navigate complex legal landscape and avoid potential pitfall, all while enhancing their overall value. And Emily's track record, including boosting back office operation, aligning personal incentives, and refining operational process to attract outside capital. Her commitment to help businesses achieve growth, higher valuation, and successful purpose, liquidation events. And outside of these pursuits, she loves spending time with her 4 kids and running and exercising, and also world puzzles of all kinds. Such amazing diversity here with the multiple passion, multiple expertise. Thank you so much, Emily, for being here with us.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. I'm excited.
So tell us, from anything that you can do in legal, why start narrow down to the business side, and what give you the, I would say, whether it is the passion, the nudge to say, this is what I find the most interesting in helping businesses, helping leaders to see a better way of operational functioning?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And it really boils down to, I spent a lot of years in litigation, and I actually love building things and working side by side with clients, and the attorneys on the other side were working together to accomplish something, rather than litigation gets a little bit contentious and it's oppositional by nature. And so I think that I've really found my passion in helping companies to grow, and my husband and I have had several companies of our own. And so the combination of being a business owner myself and then being able to take the knowledge that I've had in the corporate world, plus personally as a business owner, just makes it really exciting and fun to help business owners to achieve these kind of results.
Yeah, operation is one of those things I feel like people just do a lot of stuff. But when they do a lot of stuff, and most of the time when we go into companies, same thing, we're doing a SWOT analysis on, okay, why do you feel like you're tapped out, right? Or you see the potential, how come you can't get there? And most of the time is either the people infrastructure is not there or the backend infrastructure. So, oh, we have a lot of great people, Sabrina. And then I'm like, well, why is your implementation so slow, right? Or we have these consultancy where we already planned out my next 6 months. I'm like, amazing. Who's going to do it? Right. And it's always the dichotomy of stop, just do more things and throwing things out there, or only way I can grow or scale is I'm going to double down on everything. Right. Like, I mean, who has the bandwidth nowadays?
Yeah.
Or ever. No. Right?
Like, yeah, for sure.
And despite of that, a lot of people, I think now is all the AI assistant, which I totally believe, right? You can customize a certain AI to help you, but it's also, do you know how to support and feed the right information so you can give high quality and not just, again, thinking it's a 24-hour assistant that never sleeps, so they're just going to push them to do more stuff, right? So as you start seeing some of the patterns in supporting people on the financial side, business strategy side, what are you seeing some of the challenges or trends that we are encountering right now?
Yeah, well, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind actually is a play off of what the problem you were describing, and just being able to make these decisions. There's limited resources. And so that's actually why we're called Visibility, is that we ensure that you have the financial picture. And especially in the medical field, that is a really hard target to be able to define. You've got the billing cycle, the insurance not coming in, so there's a lot of different levers that make it difficult to really know what resources you have to hire that person that you really need, or to, get the equipment that you really need, or this, what do I do with this, or how do I do that? And so having that visibility and the information that we can provide put out there in a way that you can understand, then that gives you power to make these decisions and operationally move your business in the way that you want to. And tax planning plays a key role in that as well, because there's a lot of things you can do, like, gimmicks or whatever. Oh, I can save you in taxes in this, but really we're looking for things. If we know what your goals are as a business, and now with, the bonus depreciation is a big hot topic, right? And that's one of our favorite actually tools, because you can actually buy something that your business needs. You're not just, buying a car or something that necessarily that you don't need, but it's something that you can then leverage, grow your business, but also save in taxes. And if you're saving in taxes and you're reinvesting that in your business, just all the more cycle upward in kind of solving that problem of resources that you mentioned. So
yeah, it's putting the right structure together, right? It's on how do you create your own feedback loop of supporting your business and making the right decisions financially. And what we always love to see is like, how do you protect yourself to feel like you're winning, right? You are already profitable and not feeling like, oh, it's just normal. I needed to constantly reinvest and barely cut it even. But if you constantly just barely cut even, you don't feel that little extra win, little extra profit.
Yeah.
Then as a human being, we don't feel the reward. And when we don't
Yeah.
feel the reward, that natural lightness, what we call, right, in resilience
Yeah.
building is health, space, and lightness. If you don't feel that self motivation and lightness because the margin is not there, you're constantly feeling like you're under pressure. Oh no, Sabrina, we have a lot of good people that's coming to us and they're excited about our product services. But then the next question is like, that's amazing. Why are you not getting the margin that you can get,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so
No, I love that.
when you're dealing with these kind of conversations, what do you usually have to dive deeper to figure out what is the true problem versus what they thought is the problem?
Yeah, that actually, that's a great question. And I think there are different, I mean, one example that comes top of mind that's on the financial side rather than the legal, but is segmentation of your P&L. So a lot of times you think, oh, well, this is, I've got this service or product, it's doing great, the market's really excited about it. But then we can break down and look at maybe another of your services is actually the only one you're making money on, and this is a loss. And then, so giving them that information goes, okay, is it a loss leader? Are you doing this intentionally because it's helping you get the higher margin services that you're providing? Or is it time to move on or make a change? And so having the reality of the numbers, all the hype, all the, emotion that goes into running a business, when you look at the numbers, it's kind of hard to argue against, what the bottom line says. And doesn't mean you need to change, but you need to go in with eyes wide open and know why you're doing something.
Correct. It's that some people actually care about the numbers because number doesn't lie, but other people kind of shy away from it because then you have to face the hard truths of, am I doing the right steps? And that actually helps a lot when we go into how people revamp them go-to-market strategy, is that if we don't know what you want to measure as success or what your data actually showing you, how do you know what worked, what doesn't work? Or perhaps you only spend a month or 2 months testing this system out. You didn't give it long enough to even have data point to show you its significance. And then immediately you're jumping, right? Which it's the shiny object syndrome of like, I'll just more strategy, more pivoting. I'm like, not really. Like it maybe is the type of people who are delivering the implementation from whatever plan you have existing. They're not even doing it the most authentic way, that they don't even feel good about doing it. So then it's going to come off the other end, right? When your investors are looking at it, when your buyers are looking at it, right?
Yeah.
And it's definitely a feedback loop, as what we are talking about. And then in that sense, right, we're always trying to be like, okay, take a step back. It's not that we want to slow you down. We want you to go fast, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't even know what the roadmap looks like, you're just kind of jumping around at different places because there's a pond. So whatever you land, right? There's a rock, maybe. Then what if there's no rock to catch you? So in that sense, how do you get people to start thinking about a different way of evaluating what's working in the business, on the business, versus seeing the potential, what the financial projection can be, right? What do you think people needed to be really cautious over there?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think overall, having, we can't change somebody or what, their way of doing things. So I think having an openness of mind, and a lot of times it's failure, right? They know big picture what they want, but they're not getting there. And so coming to a point that, yes, I know where I want to be, but I don't know the exact way to get there. I need help, right? I need people that have expertise and abilities outside of what, because, business owners are great and they've established something and they're doing great things, but nobody has the whole picture. And so I think the biggest thing is coming to that, somebody who doesn't think that they need help isn't going to benefit from anyone's services, right? And so I think coming to that point that, okay, I know where I want to be, but I'm not quite sure how to get there. And turning to, different areas of experts to help with that.
Right. It's to be vulnerable enough to say, I need help. I'm okay receiving help. Perhaps people on my own team is not that at the level, right? We say the people that
Yeah.
help you to grow from zero to launch might not be the type of people that help you from launch to speed, right? Like that, the growth curve need a lot more backbone. And that's why we always introducing people to fractional support, right? And like if you're not at a financial stage to hire a CFO for a long haul, at least use them as fractional, right? Same thing as like what we do from a growth strategy. Hire as a fractional. We'll come back every 6 months, every quarter to make sure that you're actually on the right path. But
Keep
it
you
doesn't
accountable.
give you the check and balance, but it doesn't feel like then you have to set so much money aside just to have someone, right? Because as the early stage of companies, they don't have that much cash flow, right? They constantly putting back to the company about maybe product development, maybe marketing or sales, right? Things like that. What else can they do to increase their evaluation as they're growing? When they're at that place of, hey, I need more funding so I can grow, or how do I make them see that I have more potential so that I can get more funding?
No, that's a great question. And I think, one of the things that a fractional CFO can do is forecast, right? And so having kind of that number of, okay, to be able, this is the funding that I need. Now, how am I going to attract people to do that? And that's where, we can help from, a legal standpoint. I mean, having clear financial statements, it's huge for investors. And so if you, it's like trying to sell a home. If you're just selling it the way that it was when you woke up and, you're not going to get as much money for it as when you've staged it, you've been intentional about, the bones are good still, but there's something about a trust that's built when you have, whether it's on your team or fractional, a team that's helping you to sophisticate to make sure that what investors are looking for is there, that they're going to find it.
Perfect. And I see that many of us also help different stage of company, right? Because there's a sweet spot that we just like, some of us are very much about ideation, make something, production, offer, right? Like a scene and really speeding up, versus some of us are very much about, hey, we really care about the growth phase, right? They have a couple million revenue at least. They really start thinking the next stage. So where do you usually like to help?
Yeah, we usually fit best in that growth stage. There's enough of complication going on that you've outgrown just your in-house accountant, and you start having more legal problems. The longer that you're around, the more interactions, and making sure that you have your employee handbook. Things. It's amazing how big you can get when you have a good service or product without having some of these important structural things in place that will help prevent lawsuits and allow you to get more investment. All these things that, so helping come in at that stage is really where we can maximize our services.
Yeah, that's amazing to know, because then people would know, also thinking in their head, when should I, right? Thinking about these fractional CFO roles, I'm looking into quickly expansion, because what we see is sometimes people have co-founders that once they get to that breaking point, then we're like, oh, did you guys sign a contract agreement? Do you know how to separate yourself? This is business marriage, right? And some people can really walk away relatively clean, and some people don't. And they come back and wanted to clean something. Then I'm always like, talk to a CFO, fractional CFO, and talk to legal. Because if you cannot get that solved, we are not able to raise your next round, and we cannot really create the business support model that you are already sustainable by yourself now, right? Or perhaps you have 3 co-founder, 1 left, then at least you have someone to bounce it off. But if it's really just 2 people, then that one person who's still having that deep passion, the sweat equity and going into it, that's a lot of burden, right? So and then I feel like that's always one of my things, like talk to a CFO, make sure you have set up. Otherwise, people can be also skillful on, hey, maybe you're hiring these fractional advisors on equity base. That doesn't, yes, it takes some part, right? And you wanted to stay more lean, but that could be still negotiable, right? So for having a fractional CFO, you guys can create some type of buffer to still share the pool in the future round, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So as we wrap up, I know there's a lot of things that we can talk about in the growth phase. As people are expanding, what would be the number 1 or 2 things you really want people to take away from?
Yeah. I would say, that financial, and that includes just having that clear picture from your financials. If you're not, and it's more than, like you were saying, it's more than just a number at the bottom line. There's so many different aspects to how those numbers affect what you're doing or what you're not doing. And so having someone on your team or hiring somebody that can really help you navigate and see clearly what's really happening in your business, as well as help you navigate the tax bill that's coming at the end of the year. People don't like to think about it until tax time. But the problem is that the real planning that can happens throughout the year. And so being able to talk with that trusted financial partner that is helping not only guide, these are the decisions available for you in your business, but also, hey, instead of having to pay out this much in a tax bill at the end of the year, let's think about what strategically can we do to lower that tax bill and be able to use that as a resource that otherwise would be unavailable to you. So,
yes, it's all about think ahead and be prepared. So we're not at the end of the year feeling like, oh my God, I'm juggling about perhaps you have another product launch and now you have to deal with tax and now we have to file multiple extensions.
Yeah, no, it's true. Awesome. So, and then I feel like that was kind of 2, but legally, all the things that we talked about with partnership structure, I mean, it is when everyone goes in happy, everything's great. And you don't it feels like almost an insult to put something in writing, but 99% of the time it ends up not the way that you planned. And in a lot of those cases, you wish that you had something written down to make it easier to exit.
Exactly. And then sometimes I even say, even you didn't have anything before, even you just have something written now when people are exiting, right? Just make both people feel okay, right? Feel comfortable, honor where they play. But when they're not at a place to continue that journey with you, it's okay. Because there's the right people going to come to you as you move on to the next. So how can people find you? I'm sure they're going to have amazing conversation, a lot of support that they need from you, Emily.
Yeah, for sure. Visibilitycpa.com is our website, and there's a way to just book a call right off the bat and find out a little bit more about us. But happy to help any way that we can.
Perfect. I so appreciate you for jumping in today. Anybody else, we would love to hear from you. What are some of the financial strategies that you've been implementing in your own company or organization to protect yourself, protect the people that you're with, and still feel that you're winning, right? You're still feeling that profit margin is there that you can scale, that can be sustainable for the next phase. Until next time, bye guys. Thank you for tuning in to Provider's Edge podcast. We hope you enjoy our latest episode and found the insights and tips helpful. We'd love to hear your feedback on the show and learn what topics you'd like us to cover in the future. So please take a moment to leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform and let us know what you think. Your feedback is essential to help us improve the show and provide you with the content you need to take your healthcare business to the next level. Thank you for your support, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.